shoes.
Tell you something, that Angela Scott, she gets to have all the fun. That's right, kayaking. We're going to be, actually Angela's going to be talking about kayaking. I enjoy kayaking very, very much. Had the pleasure, I must say, to be in Hawaii and kayak in the ocean. It's a great, great experience, and pretty much anybody in the family can do it. It's pretty easy. I've even kept the kayak upright. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. But Angela Scott's going to do it right now. So Angela is going to take us kayaking, Manzanita Outdoors. Let's take a look.
I am here at Watson Lake in Prescott, Arizona, among this beautiful serene water, these spectacular boulders behind me, and a little bit of wind, and absolutely some adventure and excitement here on the lake. Dave, thanks for having us out here today. I understand you're with Outdoor Adventures.
Yeah, Prescott Outdoors, yep.
And you offer kayaking and canoeing.
That's right, kayak canoe rental. We offer canoes which can hold adults and children, kayaks for adults and children, and tandem and solo boats. A person wants to paddle on their own, we've got boats for them, or a boat for the whole family.
Okay, I'm trying hardly to get over to you. And do you offer a little bit of a tutorial on how to actually navigate the kayaks?
Yeah, paddling is an art as much as it is a sport. So it takes some, practice and training. But what we offer is some initial safety instruction and basic, 3 steps on how to control the boat and go where you want to go. Most people actually find it quite simple to do what they want to do.
Once they get the hang of it, and it's a huge lake to experiment on.
Yeah, it's pretty big, but yet it's not so big that someone's going to get somewhere where they find that they can't get back.
Right.
You don't want to get out there and get tired, get in the heat, and then find that, wow, I've got an hour and a half to get back. So it's a perfect, really sized lake for the
It really is, and it has
activity.
some nice little coves back there. Can you actually fish back there?
Yeah, there's fishing, a lot of picnicking. A lot of people will bring a little lunch and a blanket, and they'll paddle back to a spot in a cove and put the boat up on the beach and get out and have a nice lunch and then come back. Happens a lot.
Yeah, what a great thing to do with your family. Now, what are the age requirements for something like this?
We don't have an age requirement as much as we have an ability requirement. So we've had people take infants, but they have to meet the minimum weight requirement of the PFD, of the vest.
Okay, and these are included in the rental.
That's right. Paddles, boats, and vests are all part of it, yeah. As far as being able to handle a boat on your own, that's really something that I think the parent and the participant, in this case it would probably be a child,
right.
If they're not comfortable doing it, if it doesn't seem like they can handle it properly, then we usually ask them to come back in and we try to make some type of arrangement so they can go. But we usually find that somewhere around 10 to 12 years old, people are perfectly able to handle a boat on their own.
And is a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old able to navigate one of these alone?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Usually what we'll find is if a person cannot handle it by themselves, then we suggest a canoe or a tandem. And if they want to be on their own, then we just kind of watch to make sure that they're all right. But normally, really, a young adult can easily handle a boat.
And you have kayaks and canoes. Is one easier to navigate than the other?
No, not necessarily. I think the way that I look at a canoe is it's more utilitarian. You can put more stuff in it. You can get your kids sitting on the ground. A little easier to get in and out of, perhaps. Usually more capacity. A canoe usually is meant to carry more of a load than a kayak. Mm-hmm. Kayak is like, or maybe like a sports car, and a canoe is more like a van.
Mm-hmm. Dave, I have to tell you, I love the idea of doing this with a family because when I think about, the United States and the obesity problem, especially with children these days, this makes exercising fun. You're getting them used to the outdoors, and it's a great way to introduce them to boating.
Yeah, it really is. I'll tell you, it's a very good aerobic, low-impact sport, and when you properly paddle, you actually use your entire upper body. Many people will sit and just use their arms, and they find they get tired right away.
So you actually use the entire upper body.
That's right. The proper rotation is to actually twist the torso and pull and push as you make each stroke. You want to push with the up hand, pull with the lower hand, and rotate your body. And in doing so, you get your entire body working, your lats, your core strength. Everything starts to move together to paddle the boat. And then when you do that and you really want to get moving, you can find you can really burn some calories, and it's very easy on the joints.
Absolutely. What a fun thing to do. Get out of the heat. You get the luxury of being in the water, so it keeps you nice and cool where you're getting a nice workout and spending time with someone.
fantastic. It really is. And you can go as hard or as easy as you want. Just as we're the same energy that we're exerting right now, we could be going across the lake having a conversation just like this.
Right. And you know, with the wind blowing in my face, it's really not, it's not very difficult. I feel like I could actually do it, you know, with relative ease.
Yeah, you know, what we've done automatically is we found that our boats have weather vaned into the wind. And what's happened when we tried to go on the side, the boats naturally turned. And it's that simple. When on a day like this, when you're feeling some wind, paddle into it, turn around and paddle with it.
Okay, Dave, attire goes along with this. What type of clothing do we need to kayak and canoe?
Really, what you want to consider is sun protection. So we recommend that people always wear sunscreen. And if you wear a synthetic material as opposed to cotton, because you will get wet. As you see, paddle, a little bit of water comes down the paddle. You get a little bit wet. You just want to get out and get dry quick. That's all there is to it. And always a hat.
And always a hat, yes. And a bottle of water for sure while you're out here.
That's the problem when it's up here, you know, at this elevation that we're at, that you don't realize because it's not as hot, that you actually are going through a lot of water. It's just evaporating real quickly. So always have plenty of water.
Right. And what are your hours of operation?
We're open Friday through Sunday at Watson Lake, and we open at 8 and we close at 4. And at Goldwater Lake, we're open just Saturdays and Sundays, 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
Okay, and people can go to your website to find out more information or call your store?
That's right, yeah. The store is Manzanita Outdoor. That's another place where if you're interested in perhaps purchasing a boat, we offer a full line of kayaks and canoes and paddle accessories. We also do group rentals, which we've had schools and other organizations interested in. Can they bring, you know, their class out? And the kids just have a blast.
Oh,
we'll
I
put
bet
14
they do.
boats in the water, and they just take off. It's a lot of them have reported that's one of their most memorable occasions of the year. When they went canoeing.
Sure, I bet it is. What are there different variations in kayaks and canoes that you can buy? Are there low end, high end, different purposes?
Sure. I'd say that you know, in the selection that we offer, we start at around $400, and it goes up. You know, you can spend $5,000 if you want on a really high end kayak. In this area, probably about $1,000 will get you as nice a boat as you really want, unless you want something lighter, composite. Yeah.
Now, does that ensure that you will not tip?
Well, it's the construction. I don't know if the viewers can see the difference between these two types of boats, but your boat is wider and flatter, and the area that you're sitting in, the cockpit, is much larger than this boat. So this boat is meant a little bit more for not necessarily speed, but covering distance. The boat that you're in is meant more for stability and to be easy to get in and out and control.
Well, I have to tell you, I appreciate you putting me in a stable boat. My biggest fear was tipping today.
Yeah, we actually don't rent much like this. This boat is one of the demo boats from the store. If someone was considering perhaps purchasing a boat like this, we offer the ability for people to try boats before they buy them. So normally a touring boat like this does take a little bit of practice and being able to anticipate what it's going to do.
Sure.
So you don't want to put a first-time paddler in a boat like this.
Right, okay. So for the first timer, if you're interested in learning how to kayak, or you just want to get out for some fun family time together, make sure you come down to Watson Lake or Goldwater Lake. Visit Dave. There's